Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to be making a suggestion on if Scopely were to ever bring back the event Hordes, what they could change so that it would kind of appease to all players. And what I mean is that, about half the player base loves Hordes and about half the player base hates it. So what's a fine line, what's a nice median so that everyone is at least kind of okay with it? Because it was one of my favorite events, to be honest, and I know that ever since the S-Class toons came out, it just became so skewed. It was nearly impossible to take down some of the S-Class characters, their abilities, their strengths. They were just too tanky, and their kits just allowed them to do too much, that your walkers ended up dying almost instantaneously. So obviously we need to see a balance readjustment. My suggestion would be only allowing 5 stars and 6 stars to be used. That way you wouldn't have to change any of the walkers that are already introduced, and it would give us a use for using our 5 stars that we use for old school and our 6-star characters, which we are continuously rewarded through various events. Like even for July 4th, everyone was given a free 6-star Slater. Now, there's a few wheels that are up, including the War Wheel, where you have like a 67% chance of pulling a 6-star toon. So you're giving us all these characters that are mostly irrelevant in the S-Class era. Let us use the toons that we bought before. Even have sales, so like some of the good 6-star toons that would be solid for a Horde's defense, Scopely could end up selling them for about $10. They did that with Payback Negan, which I think was a great deal, and they've done it with those RNG boxes before where you had like a 25% chance for each toon in them. It was like Slater, Zoo, and I'm not exactly sure, I can't remember who the other character was, but even having options like that would bring them in some revenue while still letting us use some of the toons that, well, are sitting on the bench and just sitting in the closet type of thing, collecting dust. It would just give us another opportunity to use what we've earned in the past, and that way no one would really be at a disadvantage. Like even new players who start out, I'm pretty sure they have diamond boxes at the start, which reward them with different 6-star characters like Blue Negan, who's a stun and execution toon, Red Zeke, who was the League Store toon, Green Princess, Yellow Negan maybe. There's a variety of different 6-star toons that are rewarded there. So having options would be great. And if you're rewarding new players with these characters anyway, well, they'd be able to jump right into this event. And going back to how I know that about 50% of the community does not like playing Hordes, well, my suggestion that I actually recommended on the Discord channel was, what if we set up Hordes kind of like how arenas are set up, where you can use multiple energy or tickets in arenas to get a multiplier. Now, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. It doesn't have to be like 4 energy is equal to a ×3 buff, or using 10 energy would be a ×7 buff, but this would give people the chance to either use a lot of energy at once, because I have almost 100 Horde cans, and I know for sure other people have more, but giving us the opportunity to use all of our energy. And for some people who don't enjoy playing Hordes, well, they could do a ×7 and score a bunch of points, use 10 energy at once, and they won't have to do Hordes very often. Meanwhile, the players who want to use individual energy, it takes more time, but if you're successful, you should score more points over 10 tickets than someone using 10 tickets and the ×7 multiplier. Now, this is just an idea and an example, but it would probably work pretty well, because if it was set up like arenas, where you had about 10 teams to choose from for who you want to go against, it would give players more opportunity as well as options. Because in Hordes, from last I recall, you had to wait like 3 or 4 minutes for a new person to cycle through, kind of like raids. But if you had more options set up, and every time you defeat someone, like a new person pops up or something like that, I would just really love to see Hordes come back. I know people have compared it to Plants vs. Zombies, and you know what? It is, but It's something that I personally enjoy, and I think a lot of other people do enjoy it as well. Well, at least 50% of the community. But when you think about it, like that's kind of like every event. There's some players who just hate raiding. There's some players who hate level up. There's some players who, if you can believe it, don't like war. So, like, war is one of my favorite events, and Onslaught is one of my favorite events. I completely detest level up events, but I know they're necessary. So, I guess it's just about finding that nice balance. And I just feel like it's been a waste to not have hordes. I know people are worried that it's going to affect their like league standing and stuff, but every single event in the game affects your league standing, and it's all about kind of budgeting your way through and kind of figuring out where you can use your time, use your energy, use your resources, how to best use it. At least as a free to play player, that's what I have to do. And it's kind of like every other week for leagues, I have to put in extra effort. So in arenas, every other week, I am using more tickets, or I'm using extra tickets just in general because we don't have war, for example. War is what really boosts me up because I don't do really well in level ups. Like I try to get 800,000 every time. And then in raids, I try to max those milestones out and try to do fairly well because I get a lot of raid energy cans during war. Because if you come in second or you scout, you can get drops from that. And it's really about just focusing on how you can budget out your resources to get the most for it. It can be really difficult, to be honest, and it's all based on the competition in your league that week as well. Like right now, I am definitely struggling this week. I have made what is it, Platinum 3. So if I can move up 3 more times in the next 4 weeks, then I will be able to get that Paragon mod. I'm not betting on it, I'm hoping, but I don't want to get my hopes up too high. I know it's going to be very difficult to achieve that, so all I can do is try my best and see where it lands me. So that pretty much wraps up my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about Scopely bringing back the Hordes event. It might come back, it might not, but what else could they do to help rebalance it? Like what I've thought of is limiting it to 5 stars and 6 stars and maybe no 5-star, 6-star S-class toons because they have very unique kits that definitely give them a huge boost over all other characters. So doing that and then setting up hordes kind of like arenas so that way people can use multiple energy and get a multiplier. That way the people who don't like it don't have to play it as much but can still score points with energy that they have, while players like myself who do enjoy it, we can use single tickets and work our way through it. I just feel like it would be a little more inclusive. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.